So that's the opening ceremony happening here. Somebody's there. See?
بطموح بلا حدود ورؤية بلا حدود وحلم بلا حدود انطلقنا. نتجاوز التحديات، نسابق الزمن، نرسم قصة نجاح من دبي إلى العالم بتنافسية حدودها العالم واقتصاد متنام ومشاريع رائدة ومسيرة تطوير وتنمية وفق أرقى المعايير والممارسات العالمية. نبني جسور التواصل مع العالم لتكون دبي نموذجا ملهما وأرض الفرص والإمكانات والطموحات. وبمنهج قيادي استباقي من صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم نائب رئيس الدولة رئيس مجلس الوزراء حاكم دبي رعاه الله، وبرعاية كريمة من سمو الشيخ حمدان بن محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم ولي عهد دبي رئيس المجلس التنفيذي، وسمو الشيخ مكتوم بن محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم النائب الأول لحاكم دبي نائب رئيس مجلس الوزراء وزير المالية. نجتمع اليوم من مختلف دول العالم تحت مظلة منتدى دبي العالمي لإدارة المشاريع بنسخته التاسعة لتكثيف وتوحيد جهودنا مع العديد من القادة وصناع القرار والمتخصصين العالميين في إدارة المشاريع وتشغيلها، لنستكمل من خلالها مسيرتنا المتنامية ورؤيتنا المشتركة تحت عنوان بلا حدود. نناقش العديد من المحاور الاستراتيجية المتعلقة بالمشاريع المستدامة.
Well, good morning, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I feel very privileged to be invited to give the opening address at the 2024 Dubai International Project Management Forum. As the video showed, my name is David Coulthard and I'm a former Grand Prix driver, and I now work in broadcasting as a commentator, still closely associated with Formula One. For those of you who are not familiar with my name, you may be more familiar with the man you can see there to my right, Michael Schumacher. I'm sure you're all familiar with him. Well, I'm the guy that used to finish second to him. Michael was a bit of a phenomenon, and unfortunately for me, I raced during his career. So successful was he that I listened to the German national anthem so many times, I found myself singing it in the shower one morning. One thing though, that I do have to my credit, that Michael doesn't have, he has 7 world championships, but what I was able to do is something I think very special here in Dubai. I was able to drive a Grand Prix car at the highest altitude that a car has ever been driven. I don't know if anyone was familiar when Red Bull put a Formula One car on the helipad of the Burj Al Arab.
Yeah, yeah.
I was the driver that had the opportunity to do that, and that. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure that's the highest altitude a car's been driven. The helipad sits at 210 meters or 689 feet above sea level. So for those of you who haven't seen that, don't take my word for it. I have a nice little video clip here to remind us all of that particular event. So when the team first told me they had this idea to put the car on top of the helipad at the Burj Al Arab, then of course I thought, why not? That's fantastic. That's going to give us some iconic shots. And I like getting involved in anything that's sort of pushing the boundaries, and that's very much part of what Red Bull stand for. Well, I think we can all agree that gave some pretty iconic images. And that came to be through the marketing vision of Red Bull, who have activated through sports for many, many decades. The permission of the authorities in Dubai, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do that. And of course, it took a great deal of project management and planning. And at the end of the day, it took a willing driver to be the potential crash test dummy. But thankfully, it all went off without any issues. So, the similarities between the many projects that you'll be involved in and the technical world and sport of Formula One. If you're not familiar with Formula One, it's the fastest form of closed circuit racing. There's 10 teams compete across 24 immovable deadlines. We have to hit deadlines, because if we don't, we're not in the race. So all the teams will be on the grid for the first Grand Prix in Bahrain. We're a highly regulated sport, and often those regulations, which are governed by the FIA, change as they adapt the safety and the technology requirements of the sport. As I mentioned, we compete on the world stage, 24 races. We start in Bahrain in the first weekend in March, and we will finish just down the road with